Katie Tatum, the sophomore, scoring the point there for the Lady Rockets of Person High.
I don't know why she chose to use her hands as opposed to
I was just going to say, that's the old baseball player saying, should I catch it up high or should I catch it up low? And you don't catch either one.
Gracious.
So Myers Park threatening to let Person right back into this ball game.
It's a good thing for Person. Myers Park called the timeout. Sometimes you sit on the other side of the bench and you say, are they going to call timeout? I hope they do.
Please
when are they going to do?
Especially if I've already used both of mine.
Right. Oh, and that would be when I would say, I'm not calling the timeout unless we're in trouble.
Yep. Person leading it. They won the opening game 25-17. The chant of "Let's Go Rockets" coming from the Person faithful. And they'd like nothing better than to stage a rally here and go up 2-0.
They've got a nice crowd.
Yes, they do. And plenty of talent on the floor for the Rockets of Person. Myers Park just scrapping and clawing and working hard. And Katie Tatum with the serve. An excellent block by Amanda Robertson.
You cannot hit the ball in her hands. You have to keep it away from her.
Exactly.
You also need to go from side to side and keep the middle blocker running.
Especially if it's Amanda Robertson.
See, you give her too much time, she's going to get in position.
That one goes to Myers Park, and they lead it by 3. They need 3 more for the win here in game 2. See the ball clearly into a tape on the replay. That one just grazed it on the serve. And now it's 23-19 Mustangs. 5th straight year for this team. First time they've been in the finals.
I'm telling you, they have worked on that corner angle, and particularly number 12. She's done that all in the first game.
This is for the win, and it's long. 24-20. Tough to watch that one when it's game point, too. She looks mighty at ease, you know, inside. She's churning like crazy.
Well, in volleyball, you can't do much but sit. When I was coaching, all the parents were, why don't you get up and do something? Why don't you walk around or be animated or something like basketball and football? Everybody else can do that. Volleyball, you have to sit still. And you can get up and clap and say something positive up to when that whistle blows. When that whistle blows, you're seated. So my contention was always, all your work's in practice. This is just perfecting whatever we have practiced.
Exactly. Megan Tatum, her team is down only 2 now. Now remember, you have to win by 2. And that's going to be a win for Myers Park. They make it 25-22 and win game 2 here to make this match all even at 1 game each. Watch the replay here, Kathy.
She hits an angle. I'm telling you, they have been working on angle cross court.
A lot of excitement following that play for this team. Again, they lost the first one, 17-25, but come back and win the second one, 25-22. We're even at a game apiece. We'll return in this match for the 4A state title right after this timeout.
Time Warner Cable gives you the power to choose, especially when it comes to sports. With all the sports channels available, Time Warner Cable gives sports fans what they crave. Plus, sports in high definition like ACC, NFL, MLB, and more. Then, add Carolina On Demand with tons of high school sports. Find out more. Go to twcus.com/sports. Time Warner Cable. It's all about making choices. That's the power of you.
What happened when I didn't call Time Warner Cable Business Class? I'm calling about your internet and phone service.
We have many high-capacity solutions perfectly suited to WANs, LANs, and VPNs with more TLAs at no extra charge.
TLAs?
Three-letter acronyms.
Can't you just tell me about your internet service without the TLAs? I just wanted internet and phone service. That's why I called Time Warner Cable. They came to my office, then tailored a high-speed internet solution that made me more productive, all in a language that I could understand.
Hello, my name is fill in the blank.
Time Warner Cable Business Class.
Myers Park and Person are even at 1 game each here as we work on deciding the 4A championship. 32nd Annual North Carolina High School Athletic Association Volleyball Championships. We'll take a moment to salute Carolyn Shannonhouse, the Assistant Executive Director of the association. She's running the tournament director, a title that Kathy Stefano, to my right, has had for a number of years. And let's also point out Shaquana Dancy, who is helping out here as well on behalf of the Athletic Association. And overworking cross country today is Rebecca Winslow Ferris and Karen DeHart, working on the dual team tennis, all being played today, all being, of course, taken care of and authorized and run by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. We're on the campus of NC State at Reynolds Coliseum, and there you see Coach Sandy Matthews' squad. Her team has lost only 1 game this season. They are the Pac-6 Conference champions and getting ready to see if they can get back out in the lead in this one after they gave up the last game, 25-22.
The High School Athletic Association does such a nice job of promoting student athletes and all that they do, and it's just an incredible organization. The people in North Carolina that don't know much about the other states don't know what Charlie Adams and all of the staff over there has done to promote our athletics and keep us in the limelight.
And you know, there are a lot of other people who volunteer their time to make a day like today come together. We saw them back off court between our matches today, and tip of the cap to all of them, too numerous to mention them all by name. But
I dare say it's over 150 people that it takes to run this event.
Myers Park hits the board first in this one, and the Mustangs getting a little momentum going their way.
We'll see who comes out with a little life.
Destin Baker, whose mom and aunt both played volleyball, serving this time for the Lady Mustangs. And Katie Tatum is having herself a fine outing today. And she'll go back to serve following scoring the point, and that was coming up way short.
I couldn't tell what Coach Matthews called.
Meanwhile, Katie Blaylock checks back in. There she is, number 3. Double hit on Myers Park. You know, we got a chance to look at Katie Blaylock there for a moment, had the different color jersey on, and Kathy, for folks who are new to the game, explained why that is. You got a player on each side wearing a different color jersey than their teammates.
That's a libero, and the libero is a defensive specialist, and you get 18 substitutions in a regular game, and the libero does not count in any of those 18, and you can come in and out for any player on the back row. You can even serve. You just cannot play a front row position.
That was an excellent play by Destin Baker to keep it alive. They'll call a double hit on Person, and we're even at 3.
I think Myers Park is adjusting very nicely to Person's hitters.
Nice play there by Catherine Fisher.
Nice job. They're blocking some out, but they are blocking. So therefore, we'll see if they're talented enough to be able to get a handle on it and put the block in the court. Oh, no.
Wow. Didn't call a double hit on that one, surprisingly enough. They keep it alive on the push and score the point for Person.
Well, but you know, when you're officiating, if your eyes aren't focused exactly on that play, you miss it because you could blink, and whatever the girls did was a second, and it's over. So
ball is tipped by Person, and that point goes to Myers Park. Fleck will go back to serve. And you are spending time as an official these days, right?
Yes, I am. This is my 5th year of officiating. I decided to give back in a different way.
There's a lack of communication, as we pointed out earlier, that will bite you in this game in a hurry. Here's Robertson with the serve. Excellent save.
Oh,
they keep it in play. They did.
It is out. It went around the antennas, but it was high enough, and it was over the net, but it was just outside the antennas. That was great.
Person couldn't quite get the block to succeed. Instead, it falls over on their side of the net, and it's 7-5 now. Make it 7-6. Scrappy team from Myers Park. You know, it would be tough not to be intimidated, though, by the athleticism you saw from Person in that first game, and Myers Park seems not to be fazed by it.
No, well, that was what I was impressed about, was their determination to fix the details. So that means that Myers Park is a team that works on details. And that'll win you points.
Mustangs have tied this one at 7.
Out.
That one's long.
I still say it has an effect in the arena. Most high school teams do not play in a very large arena, and it makes a difference.
We are in the spacious confines of Reynolds Coliseum. Call is out. 12,400 seats here at Reynolds Coliseum.
I had the privilege of going downstairs after it was renovated because I'm a participant in the graduation ceremonies at our high school, and because I was over here with the championships, they gave me a tour last year, and it is absolutely phenomenal downstairs after they've renovated. It's beautiful.
High school being Raleigh Millbrook High School. Had a couple of players bump heads going for the save a moment ago, and it looks as if Destin Baker's still trying to shake the cobwebs. Number 3. A little red spot on the forehead.
They appear to me to be a pretty tough little team.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Actually, both teams just keep right on plugging.
Person extends their lead to 11-8 on that one. Katie Tatum, all-conference performer, making a pretty good run at being considered for MVP honors in this one. She's having herself quite a game.
Miscommunication.
4-point advantage now for Person. We've seen that happen a couple of times in the past few points, and Betty Berry wants to talk with her team about that.
Well, evidently the setter called something and set something else, or the hitter called it, and the setter couldn't feel like they could set it. So miscommunication on some avenue. Typically, the setter calls the play before the pass, before the serve occurs, and if the pass is in the proper position to be able to run the play, then that's what they do.
The official souvenir game program
The North Carolina High School Athletic Association's volleyball championship games only available on Time Warner Cable's Carolina On Demand channel 1234. Carolina On Demand, a digital video on-demand channel offering exclusive and unique programming for digital cable customers, including local community programming, high school sports, interviews with college football coaches, hot political topics, and more. It's Carolina On Demand, channel 1234 with Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Person with the advantage, and Casey Raymer with the serve. Floater that's going to come up short. Even a one game each here, the 4A title match.
I have no idea, but I have got to believe that the short serves that Coach Matthews is giving her players as a call or something that they should be able to do, or she would not be doing that. And that's just one of those cases where they're not hitting the serve. At this level of play, in this type of a match, it is not the time to experiment.
Well, I think, again, back to your point, I mean, you got the whole depth perception issue here at Reynolds and all that goes with it. It hits the scoreboard. It's still alive as long as it's on your side.
Correct. Oh, she can hang.
If she doesn't play some hoops now and then, she should. Look at this.
Well, you know, the two complementary sports are volleyball and basketball.
Yep.
I had an old friend that was an assistant basketball coach at Duke, and she used to teach with me at Millbrook, and she came over to do some recruiting some years ago, and we were sitting there in the stands, and I hadn't seen her in a long time, and we were watching the basketball game, and we're just chit-chatting and watching the game. She turns to me and she says, number so-and-so, number so-and-so, they play volleyball for you, don't they? I said, yes, how do you know that? And she said, because their rebounding skills are outstanding, which is complementary to blocking in volleyball.
Right.
She had them pegged.
Yep. But if you think about it, exactly that, going straight up to the ball like you would on a block.
That's right.
Person up by 6, the short serve. And Myers Park won't be able to get it back over the net. Shy of 4 hits. Now they're starting to take command of this one. And Betty Berry sees that, and Coach Berry will take the timeout here. Again, this team graduated, talking about Myers Park, 9 seniors last year. Relatively new team, or at least 50% or so are new of the starters. And Person, well, Coach Sandy Matthews' team has been here before. They lost it 2 years ago, won it last year, and trying to put back-to-back titles together. Funny, you start looking down this list and you look specifically at 1991, 93, and 95, and your face starts lighting up a little bit, Kathy. That's that Millbrook.
Well, I will.
Where every other year you were taking home the title.
I will tell you a connection with Person that I really didn't know until last year. Coach Debbie Egan, and that's her married name, but she was a setter for Durham Jordan when Ann Harris had all those fine titles, and then she coached at Durham Jordan, and then when she got married and had children, they moved over towards Person County. And when I went to see Person County play, when they came here to play in the finals, there's Debbie sitting on the bench helping. And so I understand that now she's at the middle school that is feeding Person High School. So they have a very nice middle school coach teaching all the fundamentals for these girls.
Millbrook keeps our record. Millbrook, you got me at it now. Myers Park keeps it alive.
Starts with an M.
Yep. 18-10, they trail it now.
She can hang in the air.
Yes, she can. Make it 19. That's why she is the player of the year in the conference and All-America as well. Number 9, Amanda Robertson. Getting plenty of solid help from her teammates in this one, and they've doubled the point total, 20-10.
They started playing a little defense. It doesn't take much.
Found the hole in the return and put it right there, and Tatum is ready to serve again. This is Megan Tatum, the senior. Never give up on the ball.
Nice volley.
Score that one for the Mustangs. Olivia Humphreys, the middle blocker, all-conference performer out of the Southwestern for the Mustangs. 25-2 coming in. First time they've appeared in the 4A championship title game. That one barely staying in and then staying in play. It's Myers Park trying to cut it back down. They're down by 10, 21-11.
Myers Park's rotating back around to their strong lineup.
Coach calls Paige Cox an amazing setter. And we've seen why today. Number 5 has been scoring all over the floor for this dark blue and royal blue clad team for Roxborough. Person County High School.
Myers Park scrambling.
3 straight off the lead, down to 21-14. Nicely played by both teams in this one.
Gotta go over her.
Remember that point. Myers Park just kept battling and battling and battling, and they score the point and make it 21-15. There are times when you just say, well, I believe we can play. It's out. It's 21-16. A lightning quick strike down the sideline. And Sandy Matthews will take a timeout and try to stop the run by the Mustangs. Myers Park and Person County. I mentioned Coach Sandy Matthews, tip of the cap to the athletic director Ronnie Peed, and to Principal Margaret Bradsher with Person High. Meanwhile, the principal at Myers Park is Tom Spivey. The AD is Greg Cluis. Team coming out of the Southwestern, 25-2 record, and as we mentioned earlier, they played Providence 4 times this year. They split them, but the most important one was the 4th one, which was for the Western Championship. And Kathy, that put them here for the title opportunity.
They're what's called a baccalaureate school. They're an IB school, an international baccalaureate. So we have several of those in Raleigh, and that makes it not a traditional high school. So it's an interesting school.
If I'm not mistaken, I read that Amanda Robertson is a pretty stellar performer in that program as well as.
I think she is.
Or correction, not Brzezinski, I mean. There as opposed to as well as on the court.
She's the conference player of the year. And she's going to Davidson to play.
Not a bad school either.
No, it's not. We have good North Carolina schools.
Absolutely. 22-16 following that point for Person, and Paige Cox will serve it. I heard a whistle there for a moment.
You did. It was a net on Person.
It's back down to 5. Person receiving this serve only needs 3 to win this game and go up 2-1 in the match.
Person has decided to play a little defense.
Sarah Whitfield had a great play there to keep it in play. It's twice in a row she's made the one-handed hit to keep it in play.
Right. I had an old college coach tell me one time, you know, if they moved their feet, they wouldn't have to be on the floor.
You know, I'm thinking about it. When you're digging the ball, it's kind of like the thing they tell you in baseball, which is you catch the ball with the bat. If you're digging, you're really not trying to make a hit back. You're just really to catch the ball with your hands, right?
Right.
23-17, the long push. It's out. It's
Nice
23-18.
When both teams are in trouble, they're trying to go for those corners, whether they're hitting it or setting it. We used to practice a drill to put it in the corners.
$23-19. Amanda Robertson wound up for the hit, but couldn't get it over the net, and Brzezinski will serve again. And it's long, wide. It's 24-19. 1 point away from going up 2-1 are the Rockets from Person. And Ashley Clayton will check in to have the honors at serve.
Both teams stretch their arms to play that ball.
It's long, and it's 24-20. Oh, we got a tip call on the other side, and they're going to call that game.
Touch at the net.
Wow.
Well, typically when the ball goes into the net and changes directions, it's been hit.
And as you see the replay there,
Right.
It looks like that was indeed the appropriate call.
The hands are flapping. It's been hit.
So it's 25-19. Put that one in the win column for Person. They won the first one 25-17. Dropped the middle of these three 25-22. Who'll win game 4? We'll find out when we return. Time Warner Cable and the 4A North Carolina High School Athletic Association Volleyball Championship.
The North Carolina High School Athletic Association is a private nonprofit corporation founded in 1913. Each year, over 140,000 student athletes play 21 championship sports, crowning over 80 state team champions. The association works to maintain a wholesome, sportsmanlike athletic environment, from training game